Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back on to The Local Show. We appreciate you hanging out with Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising. Steve, Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts has hung around us for a little while, and we've hung around them. Tell us a little bit about them and why people should maybe have a consultation.
Well, if they haven't protected their home and life savings yet, and you want to pass that on to the next generation, you got to have a conversation. I just had a recent conversation with them, and I'm doing some things with them for my stuff.
Yeah.
To make a plan. They have a workshop.
Did you need the spelling of my name for the beneficiary?
I did, yes.
Okay,
I didn't know. I knew there was a vowel at the end, but I wasn't sure about how many C's in there. So they have a workshop coming up. Thousands of people over the last 8 or 9 years have gone to these workshops. How to protect your home and life savings. They're on February 20th. You can go to safeharborwillsandtrust.com to register.
Yes.
February 20th, there's one in the morning, there's one in the afternoon. How to protect your home and life savings. They'll answer questions. They're not pushy. They're not trying to sell you something you don't want. Go get the information. Sign up today at safeharborwillsandtrust.com. Tom?
There you go. All right. It's our pleasure right now to welcome a new person to the show. Her name is Lizzie, and her last name is Blackburn, owner of Dizzie Lizzie's Farm. How are you, Lizzie?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I have to say it slow, or else I'm going to tongue tie myself with the Lizzies and Dizzies and all
you
that
already
type
have,
of
Tom.
stuff. So, Lizzie, since we don't know you, this is a great thing. You know why? Because you get to tell your story and teach us, as well as our listening audience. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from California, but now I live in Eryville, New York.
Yes, I'm very familiar.
That's about 15 minutes from Cazenovia.
Yeah.
And I run a small, certified organic, woman-owned family farm.
Gotcha. How many acres?
We have in total 102 acres.
How many women?
What?
I don't know.
We, myself and my daughter.
There we go.
Mostly myself.
Okay.
Work on the farm.
So
And-
100. Wait a second. 102 acres is not small.
No.
well,
How is that small?
It's small in that 60 acres are wooded.
Oh,
So
okay,
you don't.
yeah. You don't farm it.
We don't technically farm it. My husband does a small maple operation, but that's
Okay.
pretty much his
We
Yeah.
know a little about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
New York State Maple is our client, so
60 acres of wood. That's enough that I could send Steve up there. He could get lost in it, couldn't it?
It is.
We could
enough.
lose him in there
Yeah.
for a while.
Someday I hope to build a little yurt up on the top so that we have a place to.
That's cool. Where'd you live in California?
I'm from Malibu, California.
Ooh, Malibu.
So it was a good 5 minutes walking distance from the beach.
Oh, nice.
But we were in the, if there is anywhere, poor status of the area. But my mom bought the house one day, didn't tell anybody, and went and bought a house in Malibu.
Oh, no kidding.
It was great. We were all yelling at her.
Yeah.
So what does the farm produce? Tell us about the business.
Okay, so the farm produces vegetables and flowers. We have a you-pick blueberry patch in the summers.
What are the when? What months can you pick your own blueberries? I love blueberries.
No, it seems like it starts in mid-July and goes through about mid-August. We are putting in 100 new bushes actually in April, May, that hopefully will get that season started a little bit earlier because we tend to be a little bit later than some of our competitors. We also have a lot of value-added goods such as spices. They're all grown from or produced from product grown on our farm. They're produced on the farm. We have jams, relish,
Pesto.
frozen garlic scape pesto, yes. And typically what I do is every year I try to add a new item. So that's my big thing is trying to
Is this
come
like
up.
a day out? Can you show up there with a family and see stuff, or do you just drive by and put $3 in the thing and take a tomato, or what kind of place is it?
So we do have a farm stand, but the farm stand generally only has value-added goods. The vegetables are the main vegetables that we really hone in on are potatoes. We grow over 20 varieties of potatoes.
Oh, nice.
Wait, there are 20 varieties of potatoes?
There are. thousands.
Really?
Of varieties
Lots of potatoes.
Yeah.
Kinda
White,
cool.
yellow, red. How are
So
we not done?
one of my favorite is a masquerade, and it is a purple and white sort of variegated.
And you brought some of those for us today.
I don't have any of others. The masquerade go pretty early. They're an early season potato. In general for us.
Are they good for frying, baking, or mashing, or what? Anything?
I do anything with my
Okay.
potatoes because they're all the only things you can't do because we can't seem to grow russets. So we.
Is that because nobody wants them?
No, like the one time.
I don't even know what a russet is.
A russet potato is like the big.
It's
with a thick skin
with
on
the
it.
thick
Very
skin.
thick skin.
The one
yeah.
time we tried, we ended up having salt potato sized potatoes. and I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this again. The experiment faded.
So organic, what does that even mean?
It just means that we do not use certain chemicals on our, like really toxic chemicals. Most common are Roundup and 7. So things like that. We have to follow certain rules and regulations put out by NOFA. So generally people feel that the food we produce is a lot healthier given that they're not getting the contaminants they might get from other foods.
So at DizzieLizziesFarm.com, they see some of these things.
Yes.
You and I had a conversation about spices. Talk to me about spice.
So we got into spices early on because of our garlic. We had a lot left over because it didn't size up to the right size for selling because originally we were selling the seed. So we started making, I think it was 2016 garlic powder. Couple years went by and I overplanted tons because I like hot peppers, but not the world doesn't like hot peppers like I do. So we started making a product called Magic Dust, which is a mixed hot pepper powder, garlic powder blend. And then we went on to add Magic Dust Cubed, which is mixed hot pepper powder, garlic powder, and onion powder. And it kind of just grew from there.
Wait a minute, so this is a spice. So Magic Dust in California, I think, means something else.
Yes.
But so this is like a red crushed pepper garlic?
It is a mixture of different peppers, specialty peppers that we hand choose which varieties we're putting in the bottle. And that mix gets mixed with our garlic powder for the Magic Dust. For the Magic Dust Cubed, it's got the garlic powder and onion powder. It is amazing.
What would that be used on? Like, I put red crushed pepper. If I ever have pizza, and it doesn't have, there's no red crushed pepper, I won't eat the pizza.
So it can totally be used as a substitute for the red crushed pepper. But if you just take the Magic Dust alone, it's going to add that garlic powder, thing to it. It's also not going to be as strong because it is split halfway with the mixture.
Sounds great for making a garlic pizza.
You could do a garlic pizza. I mean,
nice.
and then, but in general, you can sprinkle it on everything. It just depends. Like my daughter, honestly, does not like it, but she does not like hot stuff.
I love hot stuff.
She's, not my audience. I guess.
Could this be like a rub on
yes.
on
yeah.
produce?
So one of my
protein?
other products called Zuma Zany. So Zuma's named after my dog. And so Zuma Zany is a mixed hot pepper powder blend. And that one, I had one customer who went camping and actually turned it into a rub for his whatever meat. I'm a vegetarian, so I have to go on whatever.
So all these things at Dizzie Lizzie's Farm.
Yep.
They get the website. They can get the contact info.
How do we get there? Do we just take Route 20 all the way?
Yeah.
You would take Route 20 to Eerieville Road and then turn onto Sanderson.
Yes.
That's
Or you go to the website and put in directions and
you can do
hang
that.
right at the tree. Hey, Tom, look at the clock there, buddy.
I know. It's
believe it?
gone by fast. Well, Lizzie, we'll send people up your way, and I'm going to take Steve to the woods and get them all spun around there.
Yeah,
and we can lose them for a couple
You can always go
weeks.
hunting with my husband.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
That's Lizzie Blackburn right there, owner of Dizzie Lizzie's Farm, DizzieLizziesFarm.com. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it, Steve. On behalf of the local show, Zoey Advertising, and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Try and get some vigorous activity every single day. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. It's more fun that way. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.